Where are you? Hello? Oh, hey, Desync. What's up? Okay. Okay, how's it going up there? You like Be wary. Be wary of the void bunnies up there. So yeah. Yeah. You have you exist in 2 places at once, I see. Huh. What the? This looks a little chaotic for me. I can't lie. Oh, you're right. Oh, shit. Yay! 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 I love having that happen 3 times, about like 2 times in a row this month. Awesome!
Yeah.
Yeah!
Is the audio correct now?
It should be right now. But yeah, finally we finally get to.
Hello, Internet. Sudden sound test.
Nope.
But yeah, that's gone.
Yeah, that happens. Speaking of that happens. Speaking of how that happens. I'm flustered. Good morning, good morning, Internet. Whether it be morning, afternoon, or evening. Hello and welcome to Sir. This is an interview podcast where we interview VTubers, big or small, or in Desync voice case, voidful. Yeah, big and small. Before, during, and after being a VTuber, what got them into VTubing, and their attitudes towards VTubing as work, community, and a marketplace. This podcast, of course, is structured within the methodologies and ethics of oral history to qualitatively record the life experiences of individuals in such internet culture, with chronology and narrativization, but we're always open to being everywhere with everything at once with how chaotic VTubing can be. Also, do note we will be asking you, the viewer, to collaborate with us and ask questions during the water break section of the video, and providing us either trivial or in-depth insights to our very fun and complex individual of the day. Also, for those VTubers that want to come on, our scheduling is still open. If you wish to share your story, send a message down the email description below alongside our interviewee socials, or find it on this channel's about page, which I think is actually gone now. I think YouTube just took that away from, so I'm going to have to rewrite this entire introduction. Oh, dear. Anyway, and we'll work out a time and date. The only qualifications as of now is having a model, but having a following of around 100 on Twitch or YouTube, with liberal exceptions, and or experience in some level of content creation, whether it be streaming or prepared content. Peachy, you like peaches? Peaches are nice. Yeah. You know that there's an estimation that they might die out due to climate change. Oh, and I mean, in Banana's case, it's a certain fungus. So, yeah, you ready? Wait, what? What? You good? They do not? Yeah. It should be. Why is... Okay, okay, there we go. There we go. You should be coming through now. There we go. Finally, my audio's on point now. Oh, dear Lord, the terrible scuff. Ugh.
Yeah.
You should?
Yep, it's coming through. Okay.
Okay. We should be good. We should be good. Anyway, peaches. Bananas.
Peaches are
something.
just peachy.
Yeah. So, Desync, I have a little bit of a conundrum.
Yes?
You see, sometime around like I think Wednesday, I'm going to be making some pizzellis. Do you know what pizzellis are?
No idea.
They're waffle cookies, sort of like a stroop waffle, if you know what those are.
Sounds tasty.
Yeah, very tasty. I'm thinking of making making them like half like apple spice and half an orange chocolate flavored. You know, have like a sort of like a black white cookie kind of scenario.
Interesting, interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Do you
Half and
think that?
half. That could be good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll be good. That's pretty much my question here. Do you think it would be a good idea to have them on separate hemispheres of the cookie?
Honestly, it may be a better idea to just do like individual ones. Personally, how I usually go with them is if there's like a half and half cookie, I'll eat it like half at a time. So it's probably a better idea to just have two cookies if I was eating them. I don't know how other people would prefer it. That's just how I'd prefer it.
Mm. It'll be probably easier to make them too, considering
Oh, yeah.
I'm working with an iron.
But yeah, there's of course the style points of having the hemispheres though.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking about.
Depends what you're going for. I'm just extremely practical.
Mm. So, desync.
Yeah.
You're terminally online.
Indeed.
That's a very that is becoming a more frequent condition. What does that mean to you?
To me, it can mean a lot of things. Terminally online, just by the definition of it, just means like you're always online, just from the words themselves.
Mhm.
But it can mean a lot of different things for a lot of different people, I think.
Of course, it's I want to say an umbrella term that means a lot of things.
Yeah, I know for some people it can be used as like an insult sometimes, where it's like,
Mhm.
Oh, you're terminating online. You're online all the time. What are you doing?
kind of thing. But then like, I don't know. Is it really a bad thing though?
I mean,
Minimal?
it's either that you're going to be on the interwebs or you're just going to be sitting in front of a TV if you're going to just consume media all day.
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean,
And that
also, it's not even
Mm.
like just that, because like there's so much you could do online. Like it's not even just consuming media. It's consuming media, creating media, meeting
Mhm.
people, making things, learning stuff, all sorts of things.
Exactly.
And
It's a
heck, for
it's
a
a
lot of
space.
people, like content creators, even like making money as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people who are the opposite of terminally online, who would just be like watching sports on TV and like going down to a bar, and that's like their recreation, and like working the rest of the day. So
Mhm.
like, I think I prefer this.
But
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, would you consider yourself an introvert?
To a degree, I
To a
definitely
degree?
would consider myself an introvert, maybe even like a almost an ambivert. I don't know.
Ambivert. I assume it's just like I assume that's just like the spectrum between introvert and extrovert.
Yeah, it's like the between space,
Hmm. I see.
the space
Mm.
in the walls.
But yeah.
But yeah, nice, nice.
Now, which decent are you looking at? Which one did your eyes jump to now that the main one's gone? Hmm?
The one that the one that flew over my head. I'm wondering if I'm wondering if it'll break one of my vases or one of my lamps. Okay.
This is fine.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Don't mind the distant sounds. I'm sure it's fine.
Mm. Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, sorry.
I hope it's not expensive.
Not anymore.
Ah.
Anyway,
So what's so desync? What's your spice? What's the spice of your life, my friend?
I have a VTubing addiction, a crippling VTubing addiction.
And how should we refer to you as a VTuber?
I'm Desync the Copycat VTuber. Oishi actually the Cathy Internet and VTuber fun.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The type of content you make, or the type and preferred pronouns, of course.
I'm a dude, despite having multiple booba models. I shitpost a whole lot. I press a bunch of funny buttons on my soundboard, and I hope that I'm funny, and I also hope that I press the right ones.
Fuck you! Thank you, Goku. I will take this bean without hesitation.
Yeah.
What episode is that from?
I don't know.
Thank you.
I wonder if that's like an abridged version of the scene as well. It just that sounds more. That voice sounds more. What's the word? Girthy. You know.
It could
You know
be.
what I'm
I
saying?
would have no idea though.
Hey.
I pulled it from the internet from a friend who used the meme a lot and spammed the bean button.
Bean.
Yeah.
By the way, you want to know how ugly my soundboard is?
How ugly.
I have at least 300 sounds bound. I don't remember where any of them are because they're all bound to different combinations of my fucking numpad and the rest of my keyboard. Also, I just realized should I be swearing this YouTube?
Oh no! Don't worry. This is a 16 to 18 plus stream. Don't worry about it.
Okay, yeah, because I just remember like from this one specific creator RT game, he always like did this thing where he swapped out swears with the word YouTube, where it's like, ah, you YouTube. But yeah, my soundboard is just combinations of my numpad and then like different sections of my normal keyboard. So like left bracket 1, right bracket 1, left bracket 2, right bracket 2, everything on the keyboard.
Fuck you.
Maybe not the keyboard.
That's a lot of noises. Is this?
But yeah.
This is existing in the void, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I just kind of press buttons and I hope that I press the right one. And usually I will press the wrong one and I'll pretend it was the right one.
I mean, whatever floats the boat.
Sometimes I'll also
Right.
just press a button and like just be like, I wonder what this one does.
Hush.
Oh, neat.
Loud noises
Yeah.
can be very funny.
Loud equals funny. Wrong button. Loud equals funny.
But yeah.
There
Who
goes my
doesn't love
eardrum.
metal pipe it in?
There goes my eardrum. Before we discuss you getting into VTubing, I'd like to ask where you were in life before you heard the concept before it hit mainstream. Like, what did your daily media diet look on or offline before VTubing took off in 2020?
I'll tell you this: there was no streamers before VTubers.
Okay.
There was no streamers. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. Technically, there were 2 streamers. There was Shivaxi, who I only watched because he was the creator of Owlcraft, and I do like beta testing for that stuff. And also RT Games, which I watched a
RT
fair bit beforehand.
Bruce did it, right?
No, RT Games.
Oh,
Like that's the full thing.
T games.
He's great.
Huh.
He's the poop volcano guy and the guy who made the Country Roads meme.
I don't know this person.
Ooh, well, now
I was on some other side of the internet while that happened. I just caught up. I just thought that the Country Roads meme just came about with Fallout 76.
no. It was kind of like in conjunction, but yeah. So I
see.
didn't watch any I didn't watch well before VTubers. I didn't watch any streamers aside from them, and even then that was like very minimal. It was mostly I just played games, learned stuff online, and messed around with coding a bit. Did IRL work, and of course, anime. Which, by the way,
yeah,
I've watched like 2 shows since I started VTubing.
yeah,
I
yeah.
watched so many shows before that. I haven't watched like anything since I started.
So pretty much VTubing has become your daily time sink, has it? Has it? Hey, you're making your own show. Hey,
Yeah.
think that you're sacrificing the shows that you watch on a daily to make your own.
Indeed.
Yeah. Now-
Unlimited power.
Now, I remember in our discussion before this, you mentioned that you were a mechanical engineer,
Indeed.
and yet you also did coding. I assume the coding was definitely separate from your education as a mechanical engineer.
Yeah, all the coding stuff is like on my own time. It's like more hobby stuff. Learned myself online.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
And keeping
the
in
engineering
line with
stuff is more.
oh,
Yeah, the
go
engineering
ahead.
stuff is more like official schooling thing and like work.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
Yeah.
At least keeping in line with the mechanical engineering side. When did you actually want to become a mechanical engineer?
Long ago.
Long time ago.
Way back in high school.
Back in high school. Okay, so you pretty much
Yeah.
were dead
Or-
set on the path of being a mechanical engineer rather than that of a electronics engineer or whatever you mentioned before we started this.
Yeah, at least for like the specific naming stuff though. But
Mhm.
personally though, I have always really liked like taking things apart, making things, and breaking things creatively. Like as an example, there's like the obvious like appliances and stuff, but also like online, I particularly like finding bugs and exploits and stuff, and then just like messing with it and having fun. Stuff like let's say in as a really good example, are you familiar with Gary's mod?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. So something that I
Yeah.
really like to do in that is I have a ton of hours on Dark RP servers where I just treated it like sandbox, where I just built stuff.
Mhm.
And I would be like the guy who just makes like a giant castle on like the sidewalk and like a big mess of constructs around it using like the limited resources that they allow you to do, and just like breaking things and finding ways around stuff.
That's
And maybe getting
interesting.
banned sometimes because of it.
Huh. No. I always, whenever my experience, at least watching content with Dark RP, I never went into Dark RP, by the way. I never saw people actually like build things. It was more akin to another game called Second Life. At least
makes
the gameplay of those servers. Again, again within my limited purview of the content I watched in the past. But yeah.
Yeah, and of course, have done like beta testing for like RLCraft and other things.
RL crap. RL
Yeah, the
crap.
Minecraft mod pack.
The one that is I assume is a difficulty spike, or at least it adds more difficulty to the game. Or are you talking about the texture pack?
The really hard pack.
With all the dragons and yeah, you pretty much have to make flint tools before you're able to actually make stone or wooden.
Yeah, go dig through gravel for some flint before you can break a tree. Crack the flint on a stone, mix it with a stick that you broke from a leaf to make a knife. Chop the grass to get grass fiber, make it into string, mix that with another flint shard and another stick, and now you can chop trees.
It's an entire tech tree you have
It's
to
a
go through.
It's a whole thing.
Actually, speaking of that, at least keeping on that, I mean, how was that experience as a beta tester of that mod?
So it wasn't like official beta testing thing. It was more so just like beta tester channel, work with like stuff, find bugs, help report things. Shiv sometimes asks like, "Hey, can someone test this thing?" Just be like, "All right, time to go into creative mode with a whole lot of enchanted books for the next couple of hours while I test if this thing connects over with a very specific enchantment, with every enchantment in the game."
But yeah. And how long ago was that, by chance?
It's just kind of been like on and off a bit.
On and
Like,
off.
just kind of like a fun little side thing.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it was.
You have a lot of.
I think I
My
first
impression is that
started
you have a lot of
years
side.
ago.
A lot of. My apologies. My apologies.
No, it's
Sorry. How about you go? You finish up, and then I'll ask my question.
That was it. I was just mentioning it was a couple years ago that I started.
Judging from what you're telling me, you have a decent amount of like side projects that you do in your free time, in addition to before you
do wholesome
became
stuff.
before you went into VTubing at least. Um, what did content mean to you at this time, or at least the content that you watched, or at least worked with at the time?
At the time, it was mainly just like I watched content. I watched content as just like a thing to pass the time. Like I enjoyed it. I watched stuff. For other things, it would be like I look at stuff to like learn things a little bit. You know, it's kind of like just kind of like the usual that you would expect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and of course now after being a content creator for too long, I've been cursed, burdened with knowledge. Whenever I look at some content, that I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. Oh, I know how to do that. Oh, I could figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
Ah!
No, yeah. Actually, I thank you for bringing that up. I'm wondering if you had any plans on becoming a content creator even before being a VTuber, or you ever had any desire, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, it had always just kind of like been there, like the idea. It's definitely always been kind of like I was always interested because, of course, a very common thing to hear from content creators is the talk about getting into content creation and like actually doing it and how easily people can get into content creation and other info about it. So it had always just kind of been there. I'd always been kind of like gathering that, and then you know,
It was like on a some sort of back burner.
yeah, it was always kind of like in the back of my mind.
What did you want to start off with? If hypothetically you actually got in earlier, or
No,
became a no
I had no idea.
no idea.
Probably didn't really want to back then. And then after, eventually, I just kind of, I watched a lot of VTubers for a while, and I had slowly gathered up my. I guess this is kind of intruding on one of the later questions, but yeah,
Actually,
I'd watched a lot of
go ahead.
VTubers, and then I had already had my soundboard program for a while just to mess around with friends. And then I set up VTube Studio because it was free just to mess around with friends. And then at a certain point, I was like, hey, I have VTube Studio. I have a soundboard. I've used OBS to record stuff like 2 times. Why don't I just, go the extra step? And at the time, I didn't expect that it would be, I didn't expect to get super deep into it. It is,
Actually,
then I did.
Speaking of
now it's been
recording,
a-
you said you made 2 recordings. What were they?
I was like, I think it was probably like school stuff. And
School
then like, I think I had also recorded a thing for a run on the Mine in Abyss Minecraft server, which is a recreation of Made in Abyss in Minecraft.
Oh wait, I know what you're talking about. I saw that that mod. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Now-
I had done zero editing of any kind, by the way, before that. Like when I started VTubing, before then I had not touched a image program for aside from like very, very minimal things. I had not edited any videos. I had not streamed before. Well, I guess technically I streamed once before that, but that was like a one-off, one-day thing when Discord wasn't working right, and I was just like, hey, I have a Twitch channel. What if I use Twitch instead of Discord to stream to my friends? By the way, side note, that has destroyed all the graphs of my history with Twitch because there's a single little like speck from like years ago that just spikes off and it makes all of the graphs really, really long.
Wow. Wow. Oh, I see. So, what's the program called? Crap. What is it called? The thing. The stat
Twitch
tracker. Yeah, Twitch tracker. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that must be a fun graph to look at. Yeah.
It's just got like the. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up in another tab real quick. It's got like let's see here, all overview, all time. Yep, just a way back. I'm gonna send you a little snip just so that you have like an idea. It's just there, and it's on every graph. This little spike
All right,
right
let me
there.
check.
See it? That little
is so
speck way back there, and then a giant empty space for 3 years.
3 years.
And then just everything else.
Uh-huh.
It's terrible.
Yeah, no, that is. Yeah, that's a big gap of nothing right there. So
Yes?
when did VTubing actually creeped into your purview? I say creep considering it sounds like you have quite a obsession with this genre.
Okay, so interesting
Mhm.
little thing. So
Yeah?
I think my first exposure to VTubers ever was probably Project Melody. I never actually watched her myself,
Uh
but like years ago, when she first started, for some reason she just like took over the internet for like a month. I specifically remember that. Like everyone had like been aware of this like virtual like cam girl that just kind of
Uh-huh.
existed on like on like the platforms and stuff.
uh
I had never like went out to watch her, but I specifically remember that being like the first time I had heard about VTubers. And then of course there was all the stuff with Kuzuna I happened, and then I actually got exposed to VTubers with Hololive English. No, actually Hololive JP first, because you know funny clips going like
Ah.
not that button. Hold on, where is it? There we go.
There we go.
But yeah,
So in
and
time,
Hololive English, got into them for
Oh,
a
yep.
while. Got into Iron Mouse clips on YouTube. Slowly inched over to Twitch. I remember watching Bao debut originally as well. And it just kind of slowly crept from there.
hmm
And I
In
think
terms of
Giga and Porcelain
oh,
Maid. Oh, sorry. I think Giga and
sorry.
Porcelain Maid probably were two of the biggest inspirations as well.
uh,
Watch them a lot.
okay, so like in terms of like a timeline, what year would be Melody, if you can remember?
I don't know. Hold on, let me look up when. I can actually just look it up. It was whenever Melody like took over the internet for a little bit.
Hmm
Project. Let's see here. 2019.
2019. All right.
Yeah.
And then the Hololive, I assume, would be 2020.
Whenever they debuted, yeah.
The Ian, of course.
Yeah, for all of these, it's literally like it's all as these things were happening, so the
Mhm.
dates can be found by just like looking up whenever they happened.
Sounds good. Pretty much as they debuted and or really picked up steam, they finally got into your media feed.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's the appeal?
It was funny. I mean, like, why
Why?
does anyone watch a YouTuber? It's funny. All the other things, like connecting with them in different ways,
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, all the stuff.
I mean, you can
Yeah.
say the same thing for a regular flesh tuber streamer, whatever it's called nowadays. But is there anything else that made them special, so to speak,
I don't know.
or
I don't know. I just felt more appeal.
more appeal? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Now, with that, what year, or at least when did you want to actually get into the VTubing game, pretty much, or the VTubing scene?
Yeah, so I think it was actually close to maybe. I think I started thinking about it back in like February of last year. And then like it slowly just kind of built up in my mind. I already grabbed like a free model off of the FaceRig workshop, a funny
Mhm.
little semi head of a black cat.
Yeah.
And yeah, I slowly just kind of like built off of that, got an idea for a copycat idea, wherein my original idea for it was that I would take like existing like PNGs of like big creators and then make like silhouettes of them and do like little jokes with that. And then I never ended up doing that aside from like free models of like Germa and stuff. but yeah, I never
Um,
really did that. Instead, what I ended up doing was I use a ton of different free models and items that I specifically only use ones that you're allowed to edit because like there's stuff like the default VTube Studio ones, you're not
uh,
allowed to edit them. It's like specifically
okay.
listed. You cannot edit them. So then all sorts of
Alright.
ones that you're allowed to edit, I have all sorts of like a giant collection of models and stuff all over,
Oh,
all with like
nice.
slight edits to make them the sort of like copycat style.
Uh, um,
Probably the most well known one for other people is probably this one by now.
yeah, I tried figuring out what character that was from, or which character that is. I assume it might be like a live 2D version of like Mona from Genshin Impact, but
Nope.
I don't know. I don't know. What is it? What was the
The hat's a
original?
PNG, by the way.
Oh, I see. Hmm. Okay. Oh, wow. Why did you abandon the big make voids or copycats of big creators idea?
I mean, like at that point, it was like, I know I was already calling myself a copycat, but I don't know if I want
Uh-huh.
to, risk whatever would come with that.
Yeah, you did. Okay, you didn't want to you didn't want the you didn't want to give off the appearance of unintended mockery by chance, or
Mockery, clout chasing,
Pretty much, yeah.
all sorts of bad stuff. I
gotcha.
didn't want any of that. I was like, no, I'm good.
Hmm. Uh, why did you want to be a void? I understand the copycat thing, but what is there anything else why you wanted to have the black and white appearance?
I mean, the idea just kind of worked well, and I liked sort of like the dark aesthetics,
Mm-hmm.
like black and white.
Black
It just
and
kind of
white.
worked really well. And finding the original like base black cat model definitely helps decide like the specific theme of it. But also in the first place, the two main ideas I'd had from the beginning were either some sort of glitch VTuber, like a virus, or
I got that.
a void. That's like the two original ideas that I had, and this is the one I went with.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Why would you consider yourself copycat though? It seems like you are more, what's the word? Imitating
Original.
rather than copying.
Yeah.
It seems
Despite
like
being,
yeah.
despite calling myself a copycat, I joke about this a lot. Despite calling myself a copycat, I sure make a lot of original content.
Oh yeah, you are absolute. Yeah, you put in your own spin. You pretty much put a transformative. What's the word? Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's your transformative spin to your models, and I'm betting there's a lot of work that is put into it, especially in how you, what's the word? Balance your limited colors, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I treat the limited colors as a bit of a cheat. I'm a terrible artist. I bypass that by having my character be a shape-shifting blob that has no definite shape and only has two colors, which are black and white.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But yeah. And I call myself a copycat because, of course, funny idea of original blob that is a shapeshifter and vaguely cat-shaped. It copies the shapes of other things. Copycat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fun then.
So, what is usually your process in making a new model or converting a pre-existing model into a model that we can shapeshift into, let's say?
Yeah, the process is, for starters, find a free model. Step
Uh-huh.
2, check the terms of service. Check if I'm allowed to actually edit it. If I'm not, we're done immediately. No other steps needed. Goodbye.
Mhm.
And then if I am allowed to, or if it's vague, then like if the terms of service are like really vague, then sometimes I'll like message the creator and be like, "Hey, yo, is it okay if I like edit this to do thing?" And then continue on. Next step, just swap the colors. Basically, I drop the chroma to 0, so everything is black and white. Then I invert the colors and darken, and that's it.
Mhm.
It's basically slapping 3 filters onto it.
Mhm. Do you think simple is better, or do you ever encounter a model where you want to have more what's the word? More work put into its appearance or the end appearance. Like for example, the your model, your lady model, your popular model is definitely not just black and yeah, I know cleavage. your cleavage eyes, so to speak. Give me a mo. I was
Making
that
eye
isn't.
contact.
Yeah, I know. Eye contact. But no, it's definitely a blend of grays, blacks, and white, rather than just black and white.
Yeah.
Because
Originally,
I've
it would have just been black and white, but
Mhm.
it just seemed more aesthetically appealing to have more of like the gray between. Like it just looked better. Even like
Mhm.
with this model specifically, there's actually even like a bit of color
Oh,
that
really?
I left in because it looked nice. Like if I zoom in a bit like this, if I smile, I feel
Oh,
like a faint blush.
I see that blush. Yeah.
Yeah. Originally, it was oh, just why did I just that was weird. But yeah, sometimes, no, not sometimes. Originally, it was also going to be the altered color, but
Uh.
I just thought it looked better like this. Like I could have went with just like pale for it, but that was just kind of like that doesn't look good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it isn't just solely like anime models. It's also very meme models. For at least
Yeah.
yeah. But there's also the at least for the thumbnail of this stream, you had a microwave with some. Oh, hey, that's a
You'll
hoot.
keep now.
I assume Hootao from Genshin Impact. But of course here's the squid. There's the there we go, the microwave with the sexy
Like a little
legs
microwave.
and a little
Use
bit
it
of
for-
absolute territory, or at least
Yeah.
yeah,
This one's
where
very fun. I like to use this one a lot.
mhm. Yeah, no, I see
And
it.
of
You
course,
really, yeah, you really
yeah.
delve deep into the meme or the more memey models. See,
Yeah.
see,
A lot of goofy stuff.
Yeah, a lot of goofy stuff. And why is that?
Ah.
And of course,
A jar. No, get me out of the get me out of no. We don't need we don't need that. uh
fridge, and of course, most important of all, desync.
mm, mm, mm.
Let that sink in.
I was not expecting a second round of punishment, but here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love my bed
Yeah.
puns.
Uh-huh.
The more it
Mm.
hurts people, the more funny it is.
Mm. And where does
Though
this
if it actually hurts people, then it's a problem.
true, good point. Yeah. Psychic damage, of course, being what's the word?
Psychic
Being a
damage is allowable.
case by case. It's allowable.
Of course.
Exactly. Mm.
Yeah. Also, probably one of the most well-known ones would be my. Well, obviously, there's the bit that I spam way too much, where I pretend that I don't actually spam it at all, which you're definitely seeing for the first time, right? This is your first time seeing this meme, right? I've done
Nice.
this before,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah, see?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's fine.
uh Oh man, it would be hilarious if the muzzle right or the barrel actually like if the barrel like opens and closes like a mouth, you know?
That would be funny.
That would be great. It's sort of like that one meme from VR Chat.
Yeah.
The one with the one where the player has like a Mauser model and it's just like flops around as he talks. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
I don't think I know the exact one you're talking about, but I know the concept.
Um, where do you think your sense of comedy, so to speak, came from?
Yeah, all over the place. Definitely a little bit of it was inspired by RT games, like for sure.
Mhm.
And I've mentioned them several times already, but
Of course.
yeah, the
And what-
chaos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also personally an enjoyer of a fair bit of chaos. I am definitely a troll at heart. I like to goof around.
Mm-hmm.
As much fun to be had as possible without actually hurting anyone.
Of course.
Yeah.
Have a bit of variety of your after all, this variety is the spice of life.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. So, in terms of contents, you mentioned that you collaborate a lot. Yes. And you collaborate often, and meaning to do more solo stuff. What did you mean by that?
I've actually had a problem before where I did too many collabs. There was very few solo stuff that I actually did, and that resulted in, despite having like a lot of like fun stuff and things happening all the time, because it was all collabs and stuff, people were more attached to then like coming to my channel was going to then be you are here to see Desync with other people. That was like the thing that was my channel was kind of becoming, and it was always like different people as well. So that resulted in like basically I wasn't really getting people who were like fans of me specifically. It was just kind of like group and or like people coming in who were fans of the other person, and then that was kind of like it, and that was a big problem. It led to some plateaus for a while, and yeah.
Did you feel like it was
solo stuff.
without what's the word insult to your collaborators? Did you feel like it was a crutch that you were using to build up yourself as a content creator or as a streamer, or at least
maybe
learning the ropes of streaming?
I mean, maybe unknowingly, like I was just kind of doing it because I was like, "Hey, this is fun. I like hanging out with friends. Let's hang out with friends and make content at the same time." Yippee!
And
Yeah.
and when was the point where you realized that you needed to do solo content?
It was a while ago, and then like I think it was more so I had done like my second or third month of content creation, like way back in last year. I had done like basically a collab for every stream for like a month. And around then I realized I'm probably doing too many collabs. I didn't realize like the issue and like the need to do more solo content until like way later though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean being a content creator is like there's a lot of learning involved. You figure things out over time, you learn stuff, you do a little bit of research, figure it
You
out.
wear many hats, yeah?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Many hats.
Many.
Of course.
The chroma key is not doing
Agree
that any favors.
You know what? It adds to
Unfortunately.
it.
It adds. It looks like a crab hand. If you look at it right, yeah.
Indeed.
And how do you want to actually do those streams? Or as you shift your content to a more, would it be best to describe that you want to focus? You wanted to shift your content to a solo focus rather than a collaborative. What's the word? Good.
Collaborative focus. So I mean, like, it's not even more so like leaving it behind or anything. It's more so just like more focus on solo stuff, more like events that are like more community focused kind of stuff.
Of course.
And I'm still doing plenty of collabs and stuff because like one thing that I have done a reasonable bit that I really enjoy is I've done a couple of events where I invite just a ton of like fellow creators on, and like say SCP Secret Lab. That's a good free game on Steam. Max player limit is very high, and I would host servers for that like once every couple months, and just invite a ton of people on. We just played for like a couple hours, and that's like a huge collab.
Mm-hmm.
There's of course like Among Us with a big player count.
How many on that?
Terraria for long duration. Was another one. Of course, very recently, Lethal Company as well. That's a really good one.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I like organizing.
How
just
many
big
people
things.
did you average during those streams, or how many participants do you average per stream?
You mean like both participants and like viewership average kind of thing?
Let's start with the participants, and then we can move on to the viewership. Yeah.
Yeah, participant wise, usually I just invite as many people as the game allows me to invite.
All right.
So like SCP Secret Lab, I invited like 30 people each time.
Uh.
For let's see here. For Lethal Company, I invited 20 people on mine at the time because that was the player limit for the game. Albeit at some point I feel like I both feel like I should and should not try to cap out the player limit at 50.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time with these things, I also like to do like community ones afterwards. Like there's the main event where it's like play with a bunch of other VTubers, heavily scheduled, play game with 30 player limit for like several hours, and then the week after that, open join. Anyone who's watching is allowed to join as long as they're in the Discord kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Pretty fun.
Yeah. And the viewership?
Usually pretty good.
Pretty good.
I mean, like, honestly, with collabs, usually viewership for collabs tends to be about equal, if not lower than like solo content normally.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, it's fun. So, you know. I still like to sprinkle them around.
Of course,
Like,
you don't
it's
want to
like-
be.
yeah.
You don't want to oversaturate your content with it, because I bet there's a lot of logistics involved to pretty much coordinate everybody to get in the same lobby.
Oh, absolutely. Especially with bigger ones, like with smaller stuff. There's, of course, you've got to figure out the time that you want to go for. You got to figure out everyone's schedules. You got to figure out, like, okay, this person's got work this time. That person's doing that thing. This person's got, like, a thing that they always do that day with the community kind of thing. Person A has suddenly gotten, a sudden work call for this day. Other person's got, like, they're sick this day. All right. Figure out when the fuck you want to do it. If not, you might have to substitute someone in. I'd feel bad sometimes, so I often will just be like, "Hey, we okay with rescheduling?" Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it do be like that. And then with the really big ones, here's the fun part. With really big collabs, you do that with a large amount of people. So you multiply that, and then also, I have taken a shorthand with it where I just go like, you know what? I choose this day at this time. I'm gonna invite a bunch of different people. If they can't come, I will invite someone else. There's too many people at that point to reschedule for one person. I cannot. It is paid. And also, people, VTubers in particular, are very bad for this. Getting back to you after messaging them, maybe seeing the message, forgetting to respond, and then going like a couple days and you having to like bump them again and be like, well, or like just send a question mark after they don't respond for like 3 days.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. There's a lot, especially with such events needing a lot of logistics to actually pull off. I assume it just gets frustrating. Not getting at least the communications down.
Yeah, it's very hard, but I've gotten used to it and I can work around it, so it's fine.
Do you have any hopes for what hopes do you have for your solos focus or your solo streams?
For solo streams, I want to do more like community stuff, but it's I've had a lot of times before where I've tried to do community events, like say, okay, time for Terraria in 1 day on normal mode. Let's see how fast we can run through the whole game. Like 3 people join. All right, well,
Oh well.
had a player limit of the server of 30, but sure, all right.
Mm.
So that's hard sometimes. I want to be able to do those sorts of streams, but like fill up.
You really want to have a. Okay, I see what you're talking about. So you want to do solo streams, but also want to incorporate a very community focused have a lot of community focused content.
Yeah, I want to be able to do a bunch of like streams sometimes where like I invite just a ton of people on. Everyone can like pop in, have fun together, kind of thing. All sorts of funky stuff.
Mm.
Big
How often
party
do you...
things, and then and then of course like a lot of solo stuff where it's more like randomizers sort of thing, or like running through something really hard, maybe story driven things. If I'm just like vibing,
I gotcha. How often do you worry about bad actors coming on stream or coming on to these events?
Generally pretty little. I'm usually like at least a little bit careful with it. There have been times in the past where there were problems. I could talk about that in a sec. Mainly what I tend to do is it's like I will limit it so that it's not just, oh, hey, you're in the chat and you can immediately connect. Boom, you're in kind of thing. Like I limit that because obviously that's a problem. That will have problems. What I tend to do is like has to be in the Discord. I can invite them in. Like I drag them over to the thing, sort of thing. Maybe there'll be like a friend list requirement, like on Lethal Company. But then, of course, I'm adding a bunch of people on my friends list. Then, usually like there's a couple steps.
And you mentioned
It's
you
very
were going.
little, though.
Yeah. But you mentioned that there were what's the word? Occurrences,
Bad
or at
actors.
least something close. Yeah, bad actors.
Yeah. So first one, not exactly a bad actor, but I used to play Toontown a lot, Toontown Corporate Clash, and I would do Friday streams where the VC was basically open in my Discord for whoever wanted to just like pop in and hang out. This was obviously playing with fire, but it didn't actually end up ever having a huge problem. Rather, very small problems like having people come on that were just like really horribly bad at socializing, or like
I gotcha.
people with like speech impediments that come on, and like I would feel bad if I was like, okay, I'm sorry, you have to go, kind of thing. Like I don't know, like it would lead to a lot of complicated problems like that where I don't want to
Of
feel
course.
bad for like kicking someone off, but also like it's annoying to have them on.
I
And, like,
gotcha.
people constantly talking over me as well.
Oh, so you have okay. Oh, I see what
It's
you're
just
talking.
like
Okay. No.
just like across the board, like also.
Yeah, I'm imagining that. Okay, so for those occurrences, wait. Do you just pile everyone into a single Discord call by chance, or?
Yes, it was a Discord
Oh,
VC that was open to
okay.
join for anyone in the Discord, and also spamming the Discord invite in the Twitch chats for whoever wanted to climb in while I was live.
Because
And
like
just kind of dragging them in.
because most of the games that you mentioned have a inbuilt what's the word
In-game VC.
yeah, in-game VC or in-game mic.
Or, like,
So
proximity chat. Those things.
yeah.
Those tend to go pretty well. Usually fine. It was specifically I was mentioning like really early on. I did a lot of open VC of Toontown Corporate Clash, which is technically an MMO, but does not have in-game VC. I did just like random open VCs of that because it was fun and people liked it, and I was like, okay, here we go. But yeah, there were sometimes problems with that, and that wasn't actual bad actors, but rather just unfortunate stuff. But actual bad actor time, there was a time where, if anyone is familiar with the term the Soyjack Raiders. So
I didn't know.
is-
I didn't know there was a raiding party. Okay.
So these were essentially it was a board online that was really, really bad. Do not go there. It's covered in just like horrible stuff, like the worst stuff imaginable. These were the people that were well known for raiding into people that were doing like Jackbox or like Gartic Phone, and then drawing like slurs and just like hate symbols and stuff all over it, and trying to get people banned as fast as possible, or like drawing nudity on there using
Oh yeah.
expressive browser tools to automatically draw it really, really fast and really, really well, and just sniping that in, and then mass reporting streamers and getting them banned. This was extremely common for the longest time. You could not do open joins of Jackbox because of these people, specifically these people.
Mm-hmm.
So they would also, one of the things they would do is they would snipe into people doing open VC streams. I had been doing just a general open VC one time in the just chatting category. Apparently it was specifically because I was in the just chatting category that they had targeted me, and they had searched using the open VC tag in the category. I had been safe before because I was in the Toontown category. So these people, they sniped in, I had been using Fugi at the time briefly, and they had sniped like nudity through their Fugis onto the screen, and I got banned for like 3 days. So that sucked. And I stopped doing general open VCs like that for a while. But yeah.
You learn.
Yeah. This was like over a year ago.
Mm-hmm. Do you think you'll go back to that, or is it just going to be in your past from here on out?
I mean, I play pretty safely, but like still relatively recklessly. Where like I'll still just drag people in, but usually it's like it's not just you can climb in yourself. It's usually like I drag people specifically into the VC after they ask, kind of thing. This way I can like check briefly. Maybe if they're just someone who just popped into the Discord 5 seconds ago, I'll be like, sorry, hang out a bit more first, kind of thing.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, usually the people who are actually bad actors will not take the time to, do all of that. So, you're good.
I think there's I think there's a bot in which you can actually, what's the word? Limit a person's ability to go into VC without a certain amount of comments or a certain amount of things or activity in the server. So I assume you already looked into that?
Yeah, that's like, I mean, like, I would prefer to just do it myself manually. Because, I mean, there could be people who are, like, first time coming in, but, like, I've, like, talked with them a lot on somewhere else kind of thing. So it's just, sure, drag them in. And generally, if someone's a VTuber, usually they're going to be safe.
Generally, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm slightly more lax with it.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I haven't, like, interacted with them ever.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Yeah. What's the word?
Let's see here.
Did I ask what got you into VTubing by chance, or was that already covered?
Yeah, a little bit. Is that
A little
crab?
bit.
Yes, it is a crab.
Yeah, crab. How do you think you taste boiled?
Boiled?
Yeah.
Seeing as how as a copycat, I am a liquid.
So it would be
Probably-
more like soup.
Probably very acidic.
What kind of acid are we
am-
talking here? Are we talking about like
I-
hydrochloric? Are we talking about sulfuric? What kind of acid?
Well, I am an amorphous slime, so unsure. As a
Unsure.
copycat, though, as a copycat and as a mechanical engineer, I have thought a fair bit about like the technical wise of like how I would function. So like material wise, I've thought of it as a copycat. The copycat's body is a liquid, but it can mimic any sort of material property relatively freely, meaning that because of the because of like the taste receptors and stuff, can mess with the material of it, as well as adjust sort of like the other properties. So then like
Mm-hmm.
I might be able to like taste differently depending on like how I want to.
Mm-hmm.
And also optionally, could melt stuff or turn that off and not melt stuff. Pretty neat.
Mm,
But yeah.
I see.
Delicious plasma.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you VTube as a hobby, yes?
Yes.
And you want
It is
to
mainly for fun.
and you want to continue doing this as a hobby while also growing your online presence, or is it just that? Is it just the hobby that comes first, and everything that comes after is just a side effect or a beneficial byproduct?
Yeah, so I do VTubing mainly as a hobby. It's fun. I like to make stuff. People like the stuff that I
Mm.
make. There's like the fun instant gratification of like, haha, funny number go up or
Ah,
uh and meeting people and all sorts of stuff. It's like all over the place. A lot of fun stuff with it. Like there's very little reason for me to ever stop. And if it were ever possible for me to do it full time, I probably would still do it as like the side thing, unless like
ah,
something drastic happened with like my real life. But
I gotcha.
yeah.
When do you think it would be the case that you switch over to be a full time YouTube streamer?
There would have to be two conditions. For one,
Mm,
there would have to be some sort of issue with like my IRL stuff.
gotcha.
And number two, I would have to be big enough as a VTuber to actually make it feasible, rather than just finding another IRL job.
Mm,
I would need to, for starters, VTubing. Very important thing. No one should go into VTubing expecting to make a bunch of money and immediately popping off. It
oh
is
yeah.
something that is very rare. It's difficult to reach, and with just as many sudden success stories that people have of that are out there, of like, oh, I jumped in, I popped off, maybe like started from nothing, used like free models, popped off, does it full time now, kind of thing. Also, all the peeps with like crippling diseases, other stuff.
Mm,
With just as many success stories as there are for those that everyone hears about, there is significantly more stories that no one hears about of people dumping everything in and coming out with nothing.
mm-hmm.
So it's very risky to like go all in.
Why
So
would you
it's
want?
definitely
Oh,
yeah.
go ahead.
It's
Sorry.
it's
Finish up.
yeah
Mm,
yeah. As last little bit for the thought. It's very important to, for starters, enjoy it, have fun with it, and then if you hit a point from messing around with it and having fun where you can do it full time, then you can consider doing it full time. But yeah,
why would you want
that's
it?
what I like to say.
Why would you want to do it full time?
I mean, like obviously being a VTuber is like enjoyable. It's a
Mm,
lot more fun than a lot of like normal jobs, as you would expect. Despite it being significantly more effort than a lot of normal jobs and taking like more time for being a
mm,
content creator, being a content creator is generally like very, very like gratifying, a lot of fun. I really be creative, you're your own boss kind of thing, all that sort of stuff. I remember I saw
mm,
like there was a I forget where it was. I saw like this thing recently. Someone had gotten a statistic from interviewing a ton of content creators where like 90% of content creators that do it full time enjoy what they do,
mm.
despite working despite working significantly more hours than a normal job. So,
I mean, it's making art after
yeah.
all. Mm,
And heck, if you enjoy your job, if you have fun doing your job, are you really doing a job at that point? Are you really working? Well, I mean, I guess that's kind of like one
oh
way to
yeah, you
phrase
are
it. You know
still
what I mean?
working. I mean, like
Yeah,
if you love your job, you don't work a single day in your life. Absolutely,
yeah, I meant
that's a.
yeah, I meant in that way, but yeah,
Mm,
you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
How much of a benefit would it be if you were to switch it to if you were to switch to a full time to be a full time content creator?
Uh, Do you mean like for myself, or do you mean like content wise and like all
Let's
sorts of
say,
other stuff?
let's say yourself.
Uh, well, I mean, for starters, I'm of course not nearly big enough to do it full time. There's one thing there.
Of course, we're working with hypothetical stuff. After all.
Yeah, hypotheticals. If I was able to, then of course I would enjoy it, and there would be a lot more like funky stuff that I'd like to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because of course, with more time and more like focus put into it, there's then also the potential issue that can come about of like it might sort of like burn into you. I know this has happened with a lot of like big YouTubers before. Like I think it happened with Call Me Carson at one point as well. There's mentions of, despite it being fun, putting too much focus into it because like it's your job now, so you need to get money out of it. So then like stripping away fun for the sake of better content happening a lot is an issue that I've heard about before.
That would be a big worry on your end.
Yeah. And then like burning yourself out intentionally because like it's a job, so you have to do better to get money, kind of thing. I know a lot of people have really like torn themselves apart with it. So that's a potential issue to avoid.
And what does a job mean to you?
What does a job mean to me? I mean, a job is something that you do to support yourself with money in some way. It could be any number of things. Ideally, for me, I would like it to be something where I enjoy it, I get an income from it, and I'm able to be creative and like try new stuff to a degree. Like 100%, I like to be able to learn things and just like try stuff, like big time.
And what does work mean to you?
Oh, there were two separate questions.
Oh, very. Yeah. They're meant to be.
I don't know. The words work and job, the word work specifically makes me think of like you are completing a task and putting a bunch of effort into it. You're putting in work. That's what I think of the word work. A job is something you have to do, and work is something you put into it.
Would you say you have to do your hobby?
I don't have to, but I want to.
So it's a difference of want versus need.
Yeah, because I mean, in the first place, like, there's other stuff that I could substitute in, but I'd very much prefer being a VTuber. And there's a bunch of stuff that I built up over time, lots of friends that I make, lots of just other stuff that can happen in the future. There's a lot of reasons to keep going. Yeah.
It's an investment of not only your time, energy, but also your social life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything blends together.
Yeah.
And ideally, I'll try to never get canceled because that would be bad.
As long as you're not, as long as you're not an asshole, I'm betting that it'll be fine.
Yeah, as everything blends together. I mean, like, I know people who haven't been assholes who've been only nice to people and they've gotten canceled for like nothing. Like it's sometimes bad stuff will just happen for no reason. People will just like go after folks.
Yeah, you can't please everyone.
Which is also like why I am extremely careful with like avoiding any of like my personal information getting out because I'm just super careful to avoid letting anything like mess with my personal life.
Of course.
I don't want to like eventually run into an issue because I know there are like bad peeps out there who will like catalog all the personal information they can find from creators. It's bad. And then people can like use that for whatever they might like. I've heard cases of people going after creators like IRL family, sending messages to them, potentially even sending like trackers to someone's houses, like and even just like messing with people's like IRL work, which is a very big concern as well.
Yes.
If someone suddenly like doesn't like me for just some jackass reason, and they somehow find like where I work, then they could, if they're a awful person, then they could like contact the workplace and try to get me like fired somehow or something, and that would be awful. and I know that has happened to people before.
You want to you you really want to keep a separation of what you do online and what you do offline, pretty
Yes,
much. Mm-hmm.
very strictly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
And how much of it do you think blends right now?
Extremely, extremely minimal. Very few
Mm.
people that I know IRL know what I do online, and to my knowledge, no one that I know online actually knows like very much about like me IRL. Like I've actually joked with some of my friends about this before. A lot of the VTuber friends I've got have joked like Desync isn't actually real. He's actually just an AI. And like imagining like a bunch of peeps in the same room together, and then just like Desync is over there just as the void blob, while everyone else is like their IRL person.
Yeah, no. Yeah, there's definitely a. And besides that, you also have a level of privacy with that model.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Very much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Privacy. I assume privacy definitely is a big part of. What's the word? Privacy is definitely big for you, pretty much. Big. Let's just say big
It's
for
a
you.
big
Let's just
point of
so.
in-
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big point of importance. The main thing.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, though, I've also noticed a lot of issues with like there's disconnects because of it, though, and that's kind of like a problem. But yeah.
Definitely. I mean, how much do you worry about the parasocial relationship you have with some of your viewers, if there is any?
I mean, honestly, with like parasocial stuff, I sometimes joke about it. Like, instead of being parasocial, let's just be normal social. Hello, friends.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
But
Do
of
you
course,
think
because I do, yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Of course, since I do so many, just like whoever the fuck can join kind of things, it really just becomes sometimes like, all right, we vibing kind of thing. Just hang out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not nearly big enough to consider it parasocial. Of course, I know that there's a bunch of people who like it, and it depends on like how people do like their streams and stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's of
Yeah,
course
no,
like lines and boundaries, but you know.
Of course. Yeah, there's lines, boundaries. There's a screen. There are two screens happening between two people. But
Albeit, I also think I've been very lucky so far though, because being a funny little creature has given me the funny VTuber buff of despite having an anime girl form, I've never had anyone being weird in DMs with me. I haven't been like hit on before. There was like a short period where I popped off with a specific tweet on Twitter with the Void Witch form, and then someone called me mommy, and that was weird. But you know, it's like, all right.
all right. You roll with the punches, or you roll with the getting looted.
I roll with whatever.
Hey, more power to you. Then, yeah. But yeah, that's definitely. Would you say it's definitely a benefit? There's definitely a big benefit of being a small time creator, that you're able to have more of a person to person interaction with your viewers.
Yeah, there's definitely more like person to person stuff. There's less risk of like wackos coming in as well. Yeah.
Wackos.
Yeah,
I mean, besides the fellow that called you mommy, did you encounter anyone else besides that?
Nope.
No.
That was like the most sexual thing that someone has said, or even like remotely lewd, has been just someone calling me mommy, like jokingly.
Mm-hmm.
I have the VTuber buff of both being a male and also being a funny little creature.
Mm-hmm. I gotcha. The best of both worlds, at least for those that are non-ace, so to speak. Yeah. So.
Yeah, because I myself am ace. If people make like lewd jokes and stuff, I'm just kind of like, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if someone's like being a coomer in chat though? Then it might be a problem.
What do you think what does your line look like in those cases? Before you throw out the ban hammer.
Honestly, I haven't had to ban anyone for anything remotely like that before.
Mm.
The worst thing was like someone using like the N-word in the chat and then ban them.
Yeah, definitely.
And that was like just far beyond like what anyone else has like tried to cross the line with. So aside from them, everyone else has been like very chill. Nothing whack.
Of course.
Yeah. It's been pretty good.
It definitely. Ooh. Do you have a hammer? Do you have a hammer model?
Hammer model,
No?
well,
Yeah?
closest thing I have to a hammer is, of course, let's see here. Slide over here a little bit, and, you know. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Desync, what you drinking right now? You have some water nearby? Any
Water to the side.
lubrication? Hmm?
What do?
You think we should go on a bit of a water break?
Yeah, if you wanna. I mean, like, I just took a slurp.
All right, sounds good. All right. So for those that are in the chat right now, we are taking questions, and we're gonna see if Desync will be answering them. So yeah, ask away. We'll be waiting for the next 3 minutes, and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you have dinner yet, by chance, Desync?
Nah, my eating schedule's whack. I eat breakfast whenever I wake up as like one of the first things, and then I eat dinner usually fairly late. I try to space it out at least a fair bit. I don't eat lunch, and what ends up happening sometimes is I'll stream starting like whenever, be live for like 8 hours of playing something, and then eat dinner after, and it's like 2 a.m. and I'm like, all right, this is fine.
Huh. Okay, I see. Yeah. You really, you definitely, fast a lot. I bet.
Yeah, not really. I just ate 2 times a day.
I'm planning on making some, spaghetti alla, assassina. It's a, it's spaghetti with spicy sauce.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Looks like we're not getting a lot of questions again, or
Yeah, that's okay.
today. Ah, well, who minds it? Besides, I'm the interviewer. I'm the one asking questions.
Oopsie. Sometimes when I
Oopsie.
spawn items, they become really, really good.
Yeah, I see. Actually, I remember seeing one of your Twitter posts showing like a Podoro model. I assume you picked up that $7 one that was floating about.
No, actually, that one was actually commissioned.
Oh.
It was
I-
it was a very, very low cost commission. I don't think I've actually used it on stream yet.
Oh. I'm talking about the Live 2D rigged one, not the. Wait, is this one? Oh, sausage. Oh. But.
Yeah.
Okay. You're really full of surprises, my friend.
gonna say
That's
that,
definitely, yeah. Ooh. Mm. How much do you worry about being entertaining?
Yippee!
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to be funny, and I hope that people laugh sometimes. Other
Hey.
times, I just kind of talk for long durations of time, and I hope that it works out.
Eventually, something sticks.
Yeah.
Just keep hitting the wall.
I'll just figure it out.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, all right. No questions. Okay, let's. You ready to move on?
Yes.
All right. So, with the new year approaching in Desync, what are your goals?
Okay. So, haven't actually made a post about this yet, but for the coming year, definite goal, I want to hit partner next year. Ideally before
Okay.
the next TwitchCon, because I want to be able to go to TwitchCon as a partner, because I know that it's much better to go there as a partner. Because there's like the funny partner lounge and other stuff.
But yeah.
I mean, how far are you away from that right now?
Pretty far.
Pretty far. Hey, it's a year, 365 days. A lot can
Yeah.
happen in a single fucking year, or especially what month is TwitchCon or VidCon?
I have
TwitchCon,
no
right?
idea.
Yeah. Be wary ball pits, by the way. Don't go into the ball pits.
Oh god, not the ball
Yeah,
pit.
yeah. You know what I'm referring to, right?
Yeah, the funny.
Yeah.
What was it? DashCon, I think it was.
Oh no. Oh
Was it
no,
the
I'm.
furry thing. No, furry thing.
Oh no, it was a foam pit I'm thinking of. No, it's
Oh.
it's the TwitchCon thing where a woman pretty much
Yeah, they like
got
broke
thrown
her arm or
down.
something.
That, and I think also had a unexpected miscarriage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
Fun stuff.
fun. Just beware of those
Yeah.
pits. You may not come out alive. But yeah.
Yeah, when you mentioned the ball pit thing, that was let's see, I think it was that.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
like the other. That's like the really well known one.
That was definitely DashCon. Yeah. If I remember, yeah. Unless there's another. I mean, ball pits are
Yeah,
pretty.
DashCon. Yeah, DashCon, the lone ball pit in like the center of a large room.
Mhm,
It's just a tiny ball pit. Can fit like
I know.
one person. Hey, we
Mm.
have a big ball pit. Goes over. You fit like one person in it.
So, are you just going to go there as you are, at like in regular casual clothes? Or are you just going to like get some sort? Are you going to cosplay?
I'll
There.
probably wear something.
Wear something?
Yeah.
You're going to be a little dashing with a suit and tie, or are you just going to be
Definitely
Ooh.
not a suit and tie. That's far too.
Ooh,
That's far
actually-
too, like.
Actually, I have an idea. For you. Or how familiar are you with cosplays where they use paper or like or like poster board?
Very little.
Okay,
I
I'll
was
send
thinking I'll
you.
probably
I'll
just
send
wear,
you
like,
some.
Dark
Images.
clothes with like Yeah, I was thinking I would probably just wear like a black hoodie, some sort of like see-through mask from like one side, and then like a wizard hat that has like
That
little
works.
decent guys on it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
This way I can
Mm.
just like show up and be like,
It's wizard time, motherfuckers. Fireball. Yeah.
This is Italian mahogany.
Rich mahogany.
Uh, mm. And where do you see yourself from a few years from now?
a few years from now, ideally, I want to still be VTubing,
Mm.
just as like a fun side thing.
How many models do you think you'll be amassing by then?
Oh, I have no idea. Early on, I had a problem where I just kept on piling on new ones, and I was like, "Oh, I can make funny PNG into form. Looks pretty fast. Slap my eyes on it. Boom. Easy to make forms. Haha. What's this one?
Ah. Oh dear lord, that fucking that's a cursed model. If anyone knows the context behind that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Mm.
lots of stuff. But yeah, I had a problem early on of just like piling on stuff and being like, oh hey, more forums, yippee. And it was more like quantity over quality, and then like I haven't added new ones in a while, mainly just like items and stuff. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I feel that. I definitely went through that process, or at least that
Yeah, now there's like two
lesson
primary ones
learned.
that I
Mhm.
Yeah, now despite having a bunch of free models, there's like two primary ones I swap between, which is like
Mhm.
there's the Void Witch here, along with like whatever items and like toggles and stuff. Like all the eyes are just like little items. And then of course like the base copycat farm you've seen like the whole stream with like the various toggles on it. Very easy to add stuff onto that. Yeah. Mainly using those. More recognizable, it gets more attachment with people, you know.
Of course,
And it's just more fun.
I bet.
Also easier.
kind
like,
of-
many buttons.
Oh yeah, definitely. It saves up on what's the word? On brain storage.
Brain power.
Yeah, brain power. There we go.
I already have too much trouble remembering what button does what on my soundboard.
Oh yeah, I feel that.
But yeah.
What kind of what sort of legacy or impact do you want to make as a creator?
I want to, for starters, I want to have fun. I want other people to have fun, and I want to help like brighten up people's days. Yeah. Like
I feel that.
general positivity.
Just general positivity.
Yeah, if there's like drama and stuff happening around, I like to avoid it and like post funny stuff and help people like have a good day, have a better time than they would otherwise be. But yeah.
Like when you say avoid it, do you mean like be aware of it, but also just keep on the periphery? Or are
When
you
there's
talking about
drama
just
around, maybe I'll like comment on like it one time somewhere, usually not on main.
yeah?
If it's like really important or like really popping, then like something maybe, but generally don't linger on it. Try to, there's too much bad stuff that happens all the time. It's better to focus on the good stuff, you know?
You want to be productive, in short. You want to. What's the word? You want to
be
do
productive and
something rather
positive.
than. Yeah, exactly. Rather than dwell on. What's the
Dwelling
word?
on drama,
There we go, yeah.
talking people constantly, having a bad time on the internet all the time, you know, like most of Twitter.
I remember when Tumblr had that reputation.
Yeah.
You know, and now it's shifted all onto Twitter. I wonder what's
It's not even so
what's
much
next.
that it, yeah, it's not even so much that it shifted onto Twitter. Twitter's always kind of like had that reputation.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not the whole site. Like, there's a lot of good spots in it, but like it's
Oh, yeah.
bleeding around.
It really depends on your feed as well.
Yeah, that's the most important one. And a lot of people, big issue. A lot of people end up having they will interact with a bunch of drama stuff and then like get into a bottomless cycle of like getting more of it and more of it and more of it. You keep interacting with the bad stuff, you get more of the bad stuff, you don't make any attempt to get around it, you keep getting more, and that's all you see. That's all you'll ever see then. No attempt to
definitely.
avoid it, you just keep piling more in. The algorithm thinks you like it, and you'll see more.
Yeah. You really want to. You want to. Would you like to encourage proactive content curation, or you want to actually?
Make stuff be funny.
Yeah, let's just say that. Yeah, keep things positive and keep things on your feed positive, I suppose.
Yeah, if nothing else, if someone is going to be scrolling through Twitter and seeing nothing but hateful, like negative posts, I want to be that one funny little cat meme that's like in the middle.
Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. I saw your Twitch thumbnail the other day, or at least in the morning, afternoon, whenever it was. You know, with the army of cat silhouette,
Yeah.
with the croc helmets. that
Little
was
Engie Knights.
yeah. That's about yeah.
Yeah.
Those are funny. Those were fun. That's funny. That's good. What do you actually? Speaking of streams, what do you happen to have any that you'd like to promote?
For the immediate future, I'm not sure on dates for stuff yet. I've been having a busy
Mhm.
past couple of weeks, so I haven't been able to like set up much stuff up yet, though.
I gotcha.
I'm gonna be appearing on a couple things on this Thursday. I don't have like specific listings for them, but I'll be over on like Red Flame's channel for Lethal Company. Uh, Coco the Leech VTuber is doing like a Christmas party thing during that day as well. And aside from that, the only like specific thing I have listed out that I'm planning is sometime around New Year's. I'm not sure when. I'm gonna do RL Craft with Twitch spawns enabled, so people will be able to like spawn stuff and like attack me in game,
Oh, I
like
see.
using like someone follows me and it spawns like a dog with their name kind of thing.
You feeling confident with that? You feeling confident on?
I have not remotely set it up at all.
No, no. Okay, okay.
I'm sure I'll be more confident when I've actually set it up.
What? Who's this? Who is Honkai Star Rail?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, it happens. How you doing right now?
Me or Honkai Star Rail?
You.
But yeah, I'm vibing.
You vibing?
Yeah, having a chilled day. The day's
Mhm.
mainly just gonna be like I was gonna like edit stuff after this.
Oh,
Yeah, because
Well.
Twitch recently expanded the animated emote slots. I have
oh.
not filled mine. I make all of my own emotes.
All right.
And it's fun, and I like to do that. I made like one new one the other day, and then there's still like 6 slots to fill because there's like 5 new slots for everyone, and then like 2 extra slots if you use like the Twitch like whatever the thing was. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know why I'm like drawing a blank on it. The
Hey.
notifications thing.
I gotcha. All right. Well, thankfully, we are finishing up here.
Yeah.
I'll leave you be after I say this little closing section, which should be about like what is it, 4 sentences? Yeah, yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you for coming to the interview. This should conclude it. And if you desire to check our guest, Desync, his socials are down in the description below. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, whatever you'll be doing at this point of the interview, and have a good time. Desync, you want to sign us off?
Yeah. Also, I try to post to Twitter like basically every day. I minimum post once a day.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I
Evan-
try to goof and gaff on stream whenever I can. And yeah. Aside from that, let's see. You wanted a closing statement, right?
Why not? Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Have a good time.